Need some coins for that God Squad you've always wanted? For fast and cheap coins, check out instantmudcoins.com and use code ZERK for 20% off. Link is in the description.
The whole thing wobbin', wobbin'. When I come around, got the whole thing wobbin'.
What's going on, guys? It's Zirksee coming at you today with another YouTube video, and today we've got wide receiver Deion Sanders coming out tomorrow. Yes, wide receiver Deion Sanders. I do believe this is the, if there is two, I believe this is the singular out of position master, or at least one of the out of position masters. EA actually tweeted out and said it's prime time, out of position wide receiver coming tomorrow. So I don't know if there is a second one or if this is in fact the only out of position master. But regardless, we have Deion coming tomorrow. I'll talk about that in a second. Also, I'm going to do my team of the week predictions for you guys. But first up, I want to give a shout out to Trent and friends for being a part of the Totw gang. If you guys want a chance to be shout out in the next video, drop a like in the vid, make sure you guys are subbed to the channel, turn the notification bell on, and comment down below, Totw gang. Also, if you guys want to be entered for a $50 giveaway every single Friday, as well as a $100 giveaway on Christmas and a Xbox Series S on Christmas, all you guys have to do, drop a like in the vid, make sure you sub to the channel, comment down below Zirkmiss, leave a way to contact you, simple as that. But I am going to do my team predictions in this video as well because I know you guys wanted me to do them. But as you guys can see, Deion Sanders coming out tomorrow. I'm excited about this. I'll tell you guys that. 95 speed. This is actually, this is so hilarious. This is the best wide receiver in the game. Like, I hope you guys realize this. Not only is he the fastest wide receiver in the game with 95 speed, now the card doesn't say power up on it. So I don't think he's going to have a power-up. So unfortunately, like, he technically is the fast wide receiver in the game. But you can power up Tyreek Hill and get 95 speed as well. We'll have to see what Deion's acceleration is. But Deion has got all the route running thresholds, 95 short, 91 medium, and 99 D, which means that with play fake, you're at 99 short route running with him and 95 speed. And I have a Cowboys theme team, so really, I have 25 to 50, so mine's gonna have 98 speed for Deion. I'm so excited about this. Now, the spec catch isn't good, but I don't think it really matters this year. I mean, do you guys really go for like aggressive catches, all that? I don't really do that. So for me, route running, speed, catching traffic are the most important stats for me, and he has all of those. And he's a route runner archetype, which means that he can be your slot wide receiver. Wow. This Deion card is insane, and this Deion card is going to be very expensive. I don't know how expensive he's going to be, but this can be very expensive. And I don't know if there is another master or not, but if there is, I hope it's free safety Calvin Johnson. So let's get into my team predictions. Let me know down below what you guys think about Deion. Wow. Now, I also want to do my team of the week, week 14 predictions for you guys. Now, usually I would have done this like Monday, but as you guys know, maybe some of you guys don't know, I have been getting a lot of comments about it, although I've talked about it multiple times in the past year. The team of the week, weeks 14, 15, and 16 are not coming out until team week 17. They've decided to take those weeks off, basically, and they're going to just release a big bunch of Team League players on January 12th, I believe is the date. So that's when we'll get Team League 14, 15, 16, and 17 is on January 12th. A lot of people ask me, where's Team League, whatever. So that is it for that. And I actually wasn't going to do a prediction video, but I got a ton of comments asking where my prediction video was. And I also got some DMs on Twitter, people saying, hey, we know that Team Week isn't actually coming out until the 12th, but can you still do your prediction video? So if you guys want me to still do my prediction video every single week, I can definitely get it done. But since I didn't really have it planned out to fit in the schedule, I decided I'd just throw into this video. So let's talk about my predictions. Let me know down below who you guys think we're going to see in terms of Team of the Week, for the heroes, for whatever. But let's start with the offensive set. I think it's going to be Miles Sanders. I think he is going to get an upgrade. He's not going to be a hero, but he is going to get an upgrade. He had 115 yards and 2 touchdowns. Now, of course, Derrick Henry had a crazy week, but there's no way he gets a +1 already having that 95 overall card. There's just no way. And also, Jonathan Taylor had a really good week, but he already has an 89. And as well, Cam Akers already has an 84. And he did have a lot of yards, but he didn't have any TDs. So I think Miles Sanders is going to get a card. Now, next up, Drew Lock had 280 yards and 4 touchdowns. You guys can see he actually only has a 78 overall. Now, I do expect him to be probably the middle card in the set. Miles Sanders should be the highest overall. And then my next player, just a +1, so the lowest. And that would be Stefan Diggs. I don't think it's unreasonable to think that Stefan Diggs could get a +1 overall here just to make the card a little bit better. But Diggs had 10 catches, 130 yards, and a touchdown. There really wasn't a wide receiver that had like, a crazy game, 200 yards and 3 touchdowns. Nothing like that at all. So I think that Stefan Diggs is probably going to get a +1 in here, and they usually, you know, they like to give at least one big player a +1 every single week. I think it would be Diggs this week. On to the defense side of things, and I think Jerome Baker will also get himself a +1. You guys can see he has an 89 overall team standout. Now, Jerome Baker had 2.5 sacks and also, I believe, 8 tackles, and I think he was the one that was responsible for like the 30-yard sack, right? I think it was him versus Mahomes. So Jerome Baker, pretty solid week. Now, Kenny Young for the Rams only has a 67 overall card, so I definitely think he's going to upgrade. But of course, because of Jerome Baker, he's probably going to get, you know, the lowest overall set piece, or at least it would make the most sense to. And just give him that +1. We could see Kenny Young being a middle set piece in there, but he had 8 tackles, a sack, a pick, and a touchdown. And the final player on my list is going to be Cameron Curl for Washington. I've seen a lot of Washington fans talking about Cameron Curl, how much they love this guy. Well, he doesn't really have a high overall card. He only has a 63. So Cameron Curl did have 7 tackles and an interception with a touchdown. So I'm going to say Cameron Curl. I don't really think a ton of people are going to be very excited about this, but I do believe that the team of the week hero for week 14 should be Haason Reddick, right? I mean, it just makes sense. How could it not be Haason Reddick with the week that he had 5 sacks and 3 forced fumbles? Yeah. Haason Reddick better be the performer of the week, because taking a look at the offense side of things, no one had a super crazy week aside from like Derrick Henry, and Haason Reddick had a historical week. So yes, absolutely Haason Reddick, player of the week. So now let's go over the flashback heroes, and I do think we are going to see a Clinton Portis. Now I will say this just seems like we've gone too long without an offensive lineman, so really don't be surprised at all if we see an offensive lineman either from this game, which really, off the top of my head, I couldn't really think of anybody, or we could see an offensive lineman from a different game. But I really feel like we could see an O-lineman this week. But Clinton Portis had 218 yards and 5 touchdowns in 2003. How could he not get the flashback hero? As for the defensive hero, I think it's going to be Lamar Woodley. Now, Woodley just makes sense because we've had him in years past. We've had him as a flashback. We've had him as a legend. So it just makes sense for Lamar Woodley to get thrown in here as well with Clinton Portis, 2 players that we've had before as legend players. Woodley had a pick 6 and 2 sacks in 2010, and I was very, very tempted to put Elvis Dumervil on this list, but Dumervil already has a card in the game, and it would have to be an upgrade from that, and I don't know if they're willing to do that just yet, give a player, a past player that's already in the game, like an upgrade. Maybe they would, but I mean, Dumervil had 3.5 sacks and a forced fumble in 2014, but I think Woodley just kind of makes sense. And I do actually think it's going to be a double running back week, the LTD, Le'Veon Bell. Now, the snow game versus the Bills actually is what it's from. 236 yards, 3 touchdowns in 2016, and he only has a 90 overall flashback. So an LTD just kind of makes sense. And the funny thing is, right, you guys can see the flashback right here, 236 yards, 62 receiving yards, and 3 touchdowns. This flashback is actually for that exact game. It says it right there in the description. So getting a flashback and a team league for the same exact week, I mean, it could be done. It kind of makes sense to me. Another player they could do, I guess, is Lashaw Mccoy. Lashaw Mccoy actually had a pretty solid week as well during this time span. But taking a look at all the LTD players possible, I mean, there wasn't really a ton that really shocked me except for Le'Veon Bell's stat line. So I'm going to say Le'Veon Bell still, although this flashback's for the exact same game. So with that being said, guys, hope you did enjoy the video. And if you did, make sure to drop a like in the video. And of course, hit that sub button down below. I'll see you guys next time.